Hey friends, Shadylikeatree here, and welcome into Reminiscing with Shady, episode 81. This is ESPN NFL 2K5. ESPN NFL 2K5 was developed by Visual Concept, published by 2K Sports as part of the NFL 2K franchise. There are a couple other 2K games, I believe, in the Reminiscing with Shady series and video playlist, but I think that this is probably, if not one of, it is the best 2K game, I think, among them. In addition to being the best NFL 2K game, it was also the last. The following year, EA Sports signed the exclusivity deal with the NFL, and Madden was to be the only licensed NFL game to be published after this one. So we've had Madden since 2006. I believe that there might have been a couple NFL games that were like the head coaches, and there might be one more, but other than that, Madden is the extent and the end of, professional football. I want to talk about the gameplay a little bit. What you're seeing here is you're seeing some Bengals versus Browns action in the second quarter. I'm also using first-person mode on occasion, mostly when I'm not passing. I'm really bad at doing it when I'm passing. Otherwise, I'm still their normal mode passing is pretty easy, but doing it in first person mode is extremely difficult. But I will run and play some defense in first person mode, which is, I think, an interesting game mode and one of the many features of this game that I do enjoy highly. So in addition to first person mode, they also have this thing called My Crib, which is essentially an apartment or a house that's a part of your gamer profile. And in your gamer profile, you can, use points that you've unlocked during games to add trophies to this place, and then eventually you'll be able to call up celebrities like Steve-O, Carmen Electra, I think Seth Green might have been one of them too, and actually challenge their created teams. And you can do that by utilizing the phone option. Right here, I wanted to show you guys what it was like to score a first-person touchdown. So we're just going to run the ball on in there with, I think I use the halfback toss here. We're going to switch the Rudy Johnson, and we're going to score the ball right like that. Touchdown! But yeah, I do like the first-person mode because it puts you kind of in their brain, and you kind of have to look through the helmet. It gives you kind of a different point of view, which for this time period, 10 years ago, was kind of a difficult thing to think about and kind of make happen. Overall, the game was scored pretty high. A lot of people give it B pluses and low A's. Metacritic says on the PlayStation it's a 90 and it's a 92 on the Xbox. One of the really cool features too is that this is ESPN style of video and cutscenes and things like that. So it actually looks like you're watching an NFL game on TV in your living room when actually you're in control of it. So if you're not in first person mode and someone happens to glance at the TV but isn't really paying attention, you can sort of mistake this for the real NFL. And speaking of mistaking this for the real NFL, my dad actually did on a couple occasions mistake this for the actual football, National Football League. However, because back then I often used to use the different camera angles, so it was kind of the over the sideline camera angle, just because I thought it was easier. But what's really interesting and fun is that we sat together for, I don't know, an hour or so. I had the controller in my hand. I was playing the game, and my dad makes the comment to me after about 15 minutes, I really like that they're adding like a play call selection of what they think is going to be called. They've been pretty accurate so far. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he goes, well, a lot of the plays that have been called, ESPN's gotten it right. And I said, Dad, this is a video game. And he had no idea until I paused it and showed it to him, because, it looked a lot like, the way games were broadcast back in these days. It not too dissimilar back then. I personally feel that if Madden wouldn't have purchased the rights to this game, that Madden would have probably have died off, because this game was originally launched for $19.99. Madden launched for $49.99, and a lot of people thought this game was better than Madden this year, and I tend to agree. I think that 2K5 was head and shoulders above where Madden was back in those days on a number of things, and I would really have liked to have seen what they would have been able to do with an extra 10 years of development and kind of competed with the current Madden franchise. Because immediately following Madden's exclusivity deal with EA, you know, Madden 06, 07, and 08, which I think are arguably the three worst franchises since maybe 2002 or 2003, you know, happened and came out, and they were just lackluster. They had no competition, and they just weren't great. You know, they weren't good, they weren't great, and I think that certainly not having a competitor, not having that competition helped. You know, I think that had they had the extra competition, had they had to worry about, oh, is 2K5 gonna, you know, be better? Is it gonna hurt our bottom line? I think they would have invested more resources and just generally made a better game, and maybe done some things differently than what they already had done and achieved. Because at this time, you know, I'm seeing it all over the place as I was playing this game. Its passing is better, its movement is better, its tackling physics are better than Madden 2005. Across the board, really, with maybe one or two kind of glaring, obvious situations, it's better. And of course, when you add in all the cool stuff they're trying to do with the MyCribs, and then you add in also the single player, the first person mode, as is what it's called. You know, I think it really makes for a vastly diverse and interesting experience that really can't be duplicated anywhere else. And really, to some degree, also hasn't been duplicated anywhere else. I should also mention, for the time period that this game came out and was really played, these were top-of-the-line graphics for that day. These were amazing. You'd never seen anything that looked like it, graphics in a video game. And, you know, while today's standards, these are considered probably well below average because of how many polygons are used and the textures and things like that. It's probably still pretty good, you know, compared to a lot of other games of this time period. I think this really brings about an interesting debate that I've been wanting to share and talk about is, you know, are these exclusivity contracts really that good of a thing? I mean, sure, they provide certain developers with some stability and kind of help them capture a corner of the market, but at what cost? Could we have had better football games? Could, you know, maybe having Tomb Raider on the PlayStation after Microsoft had the most recent one exclusive, could that have been better on the PlayStation? Could it have been different? Who knows? But I certainly feel like, you know, having these deals where we only have EA Sports making all the games, or we only have, you know, MLB 15 instead of MVP Baseball, even though I do love MLB 15, I think that hurts gamers, and I think that hurts the experience, and, you know, I'd really like to see those types of deals go away, but just as sure as I'm sitting here, and just as sure as you're listening, I know that that's not really going to ever change. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I think that ESPN NFL 2K5 was the best football game, the best sports game that came out of this period, and it was really sad and a shame to see it kind of taken out by boardroom dealings and politicking and exclusivity deals, when who knows, the next year we could have had an even better sports game, and who knows where our development and gaming cycle would have taken. I'm also really mad I missed a wide open guy. If I'd thrown it to triangle, I would have scored another touchdown, but sadly I did not, and I paid the price for it. Anyway, guys, the video is almost over now, but I want to thank you very much for watching. This has been Reminiscing with Shady, episode 81, ESPN NFL 2K5 on the PlayStation 2. Thank you guys again very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And if you like this video, please leave a comment or let me know on Twitter. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and DFTBA.